on Sunday morning. Signed up for a trail race. Haven't been doing this in a while. Just had foot surgery like 6 weeks ago, so I figured while I'm not working, because my truck's broke, let's go do some fun stuff. Let's get out. We were at Tempe Town Lake, drove my other truck. I kind of have a thing for big white trucks, I guess. Tempe Town Lake right over there. We're gonna run over around Papago, which is kind of over here. It's just these weird looking mountains and stuff right here in the center of town, right here by ASU. So I'm gonna do this. I only signed up for a 5K because my foot hurts, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So probably not gonna place first, somewhere in the middle, probably top third like I normally do, but I haven't been doing this in a bit, so if I come in somewhere in the middle, I'm happy. Well, good morning, Spartan fam. I still don't have the truck back. I should get it back today. It's just a fuel pressure regulator. We didn't throw a code, or else I could have fixed that on the side of the road. But Anthony over there called me yesterday afternoon. He said, "You want the good news or the bad news?" It's pretty rotten. Pretty rotten. He said, "There's no bad news. It's all good news." So hopefully I'll have that back this morning. I'm out here on my bike. My badass rocket ship over here. That's a hell of a sled. But the idea was, hopefully they'll call me this morning and I can stop on my way back to the house on the bike. Throw the bike in the bed of the truck, drive home. It's, you know, like a mile and a half from my house. It's not really that big a deal. It's not like I'm cheating. So it's 5 miles from my house over here to the mountain. So I'm like, I don't know, 2 or 3 miles into this mountain ride already. Tell you a little bit about my bike. This is an Orbea Wild. I got a Fox 38 front shock on it. I got, I've messed with the valving. It's all perfect for me. Changed just some little things, you know, like pedals and handlebar stuff. And I got the Rockform mount on it, because if you don't have a Rockform case on your phone, then what are you doing with life? Yes, and it is an electric mountain bike. It's pedal assist. There is no throttle. Thing is an absolute beast. I absolutely love it. I'm on my third set of rear tires. I think I need to re-up that again. I'm on my second front tire. Rears, you know, they go out faster. They, you know, make some power. I ride fast. So this is Trail 100, or a little offshoot of Trail 100. I don't know if you can see on this. Probably that one doesn't have the. Oh, there it is. It's got up on top. It's got a little doohickey thing. So we've got a golf course out here. Just on the other side of this hill, this big old hill right here, is Tapatio Cliffs, the resort here in Phoenix. You know, you got all these peaks here. You got some rich people living up in the hills over here. But I like this little trail. It goes along this back side of this hill, rips around. One of my other videos, this is the start of that trail. If you watch my other Trail 100 video, right there. All right, I'm gonna put the phone back on handlebars, and I might get ripping. Hopefully Anthony calls me here shortly. I hope. I want to get back to work and make some money. So this video this week is going to be very, very short. I meant to record during my 5K that I ran on Sunday. You know, I said I wanted to be in the, you know, top third or whatever. I got third in my you know, age class. So now where I wanted to be, you know, I was a little bit slower. My foot still hurts. So that sucks. But let it heal a little bit more. I'll take first or second in that class. Those guys didn't beat me by that much. It's like a minute and a half or something. So I can make that up easily as soon as my foot's not hurting and I'm not hobbling. I'm coming for him. All right, good Friday morning. We're gonna do a short little run today. This is gonna be the first thing I've done really all week, because I've been waiting on my other truck. So I am in my GMC. Gas motor, 6 liter, you know, 3/4 ton. So we're gonna drive this today. It is on my insurance, so don't nobody ask. So my boy Miguel called me and said, "Hey, I got 1 pallet. You want it?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I can do 1 pallet." Because, you know, this doesn't have a gooseneck setup. Maybe I gotta fix that. But we are en route. We're gonna go pick that up. And then I guess we're going up into the storm. We got a storm up north, and this is going north. Neat. It's alright. It's alright. Got me doing something. So, update on my truck. is so end of last video, it died. It just, I was going up the hill to Flagstaff and it kind of coughed and went and kept running. It's like, that was weird. That's not supposed to do that. So when I made my delivery, saw that, and then going down the hill, as soon as I get out of Flagstaff, it decides I don't want to run anymore. So it acted like a fuel pump, so I changed the fuel pump on the side of the road, and again, don't get covered in diesel fuel if you're on the side of the road, because that's stupid. Ask me how I know. So anyway, so I towed it down. My buddy came up, put the truck onto my trailer, and then we towed it down, and which was way over what his truck could handle, but it got it done. Old 7.3 Ford got her done. And took it over to Poor Boys. They're like, yeah, fuel pressure sensor. All right, that's on the rail. I've replaced that before, and I used a Ford Motorcraft part, right? Didn't throw a code that it was bad. So we swapped that out. Same thing, it's still bypassing fuel, not going to the injectors. So we're like, all right, so maybe, so they tested the fuel line, the fuel rail specifically. The fuel rail had a crack in it, which was bypassing the fuel to back to the tank. All right, so replace that. Still not running yet. So it's something that they've never seen. The manufacturer, S&S Diesel, with that high pressure DCR fuel pump that I put on, they've never seen it. So everybody's kind of stumped at the moment. That's why I'm driving this. So whatever happened to my truck is something that a shop that's really, really good and has done a lot of stuff, they haven't seen, the manufacturers haven't seen. Cool. That's good. That sucks, actually. So don't know when I get my truck back. Hopefully I'll get a call today. Hopefully. I need that thing back. I need to start making some money. All right, here we are. Gonna make this delivery right quick. Gonna be an easy one. One pallet. I'm gonna go hop on the forklift. Get her done. Yeah, that's how I did it today. Whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And that was easy. I'll look at my paperwork and get that signed, and we will go home. And that'll be a week for us. All right, so update on my truck. That is my personal truck. Yeah, don't have it back yet. So changed the fuel pressure regulator, which we thought was a problem. Didn't fix the issue. Didn't throw a code either, so it's kind of why I was like, swap it. Let's just see what happens. They came back, said, hey, your fuel rail, your driver's side fuel rail has a crack, which I guess is a known issue for Fords. So swap that out, and that did help. But now everything else has been swapped except for the high pressure fuel pump, which I've swapped for a DCR pump from S&S Diesel, which is supposed to be bomb proof. It's not supposed to fail. So I think I got lucky, and I got the first one that failed, I think. So today's Saturday morning. Yesterday afternoon, Tim from Poor Boys called me and said, hey, came in, we typically don't work on Fridays, but this truck's been kicking our butt. We're gonna pull this pump out, and S&S Diesel wants us to overnight it to them so they can take a look at it and see if it did in fact fail and why. So it's not supposed to fail. So hopefully Monday I'll have an answer, and if it is just that pump, Poor Boys has those on the shelf. I mean, they got some inventory, some good parts. So maybe I get my truck back and I can get back to work. In the meantime, this dog right here, this big girl, she gonna get a bath. I washed this car in over a year. I had an issue with the head. Broke off a rocker bolt. Of course, it was the back one, which that was, you know, brilliant. But my dumbass, I went ahead and when I installed them, I used an impact, and so anyway, I'm kind of a dummy. That's my fault. I did it. I broke it. So I always talk about wanting to work on cars. Well, there it is. That's my hot rod at the moment. She's gonna get a bath. She's low miles, 61,000 miles. Sorry. LS swap with stage 2 cam headers. It's got the LS1 intake, Holley Terminator X Max, full exhaust, which I'm gonna have redone. It's a little too quiet for me. I want it to be a little bit louder. I did have Flowmaster Super 10s on it, which was the most obnoxious setup on the planet. Yeah, don't ever buy those. Those are awful. They're terrible sounding. I don't know why I did that. So right now it's got MagnaFlow straight throughs on it. They're kind of a bullet style almost. They're pretty much just like a round canister. There's no sound. They're too quiet. So I'm gonna do something a little bit louder. Not stupid loud, but just a little bit, something a little bit better. I did put the Holley crossmember in. The Holley, I guess it's hooker crossmember for the LS swaps for these cars, which I totally look forward to doing that. Never again. That was terrible. I don't ever want to do that. That was terrible. That sucked. That job was awful. Because there's parts to that they don't tell you that you need until you're like deep dive into the directions, until you're, you know, if you're a guy, you're like me, you're 3/4 of the way through it and you decide, why does nothing fit right? Oh, it's because I need this part and I need this part and then I need this thing, which they tell you small print inside the directions instead of just including it in the box you already spent a ton of money on. Thanks, Holley. Thanks. But anyway, there she is. She runs and drives. Tires are a little, you know, they're vintage. They're vintage tires. I really haven't driven this car much since I got it. Story on this thing is I built a chopper, God, like 2010. It was all hardtail, and my back hurt, and I was kind of over riding the damn thing. So decided, let's put it up for sale and see what I get. So I put it on the old Craigslist because Marketplace wasn't a thing yet. And yeah, this kid sent me a message and said, hey, I got this trailer, this really wacky, weird trailer, and this car. I didn't really want the trailer, but you know, whatever. So I sold the trailer, got the car. This car showed up on a flatbed because it didn't run. So came zooming around here, and it was this big Indian, this big Native American fella wearing this AC/DC cut off tank top like an old concert shirt, and he was blasting some Ride the Lightning from Metallica when he rolled up. I mean, fitting, right? Backed it in, dropped it in the garage right here. Made my buddy Jeff, who actually helped me get the truck back, used to live right at that house right there, which is soon going to be for sale. So if any of y'all want to be a neighbor, let me know. And yeah, we jumped on this thing. So I had to swap out the computer because it was firing all the injectors at the same time, which, you know, tends to not run very good. And then got it to run with the Vato zone and got ourselves a computer, plugged that puppy in, she fired right up. Spit out some fuel out of the exhaust because, you know, it was full of fuel. And then right here, you can still kind of sort of see it in the pavement. Did a big old burnout like a dummy. That's just what you do, right? You get your car running, especially one of these. They're made for burnouts. That's what they do. So found out transmission doesn't have a third or fourth. So I went through several transmissions. This car, I tell you. Ended up pulling out the 350 TPI motor that was in it and did a full build on that. Heads, intake, Did a little tune on the factory OBD1 computer, which if you ever had that opportunity, just don't ever do that. And this is the car I left the wedding in. I might insert a clip of that right about here. And yeah, this was a good time. My wife loves this car. I'm not a huge fan of it because, you know, every time I seem to touch it, it breaks. But now that I got all new suspension and all this stuff figured out in here, I think this might actually be a little bit more fun. I think I got it all figured out. Isn't that satisfying? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Little skeet skeet bang bang, right? Is that what that's called? Something like that? Is that what the kids are saying these days? Yeah, if you got a 3rd gen Camaro and you put 20-inch wheels on it, don't. So if anybody wants some 20-inch wheels, hit me up. I'm gonna downgrade. I'm gonna go to like 17s. I'm gonna do some like some American racing, maybe drag packs or something kind of look. Maybe a 17 in the front, a 15 in the rear. Oh yeah. Chemical Guys car wash. All right, let me get to work here.